What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. I'm sitting here in Pennsylvania. I only got a few days left, man. I'm so excited to go home. I'm waiting to do a split load. I don't even pick it up till like way early this morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, the reason why I was making this video is, and I think almost anybody can relate to this, especially if you have kids. I don't have kids, but it is what it is. The word no is so undervalued now. I think the reason why, well, let me put it to you this way. You ever hear celebrities that are just super famous? Everybody kisses their ass. They get paid way too much. And they just say absolutely ridiculous things all the time. I think a lot of it is to get attention, to get, any kind of press. Because I think in the celebrities' eyes, any press is good press. But I also think a lot of it is because they don't have anybody in their life to say the word no to them. They don't have anybody in their social circle to say, hey, that's kind of a stupid thing to do. And the reason why they do that is because they're forever 100% of the time kissing that person's butt, And I think that's a terrible thing. If I was super famous, I would definitely value certain people in my circle to be completely brutally honest with me all the time, because that would keep me from tripping and falling on my face. I think a lot of parents don't say the word no to their children because they have this child and they're like, oh, he's my baby, it's my angel, blah, blah, blah. I can never do any wrong. So I would never say no to him. That's the worst thing you can do to your kids. That's the worst thing. The word yes should be a reward. You should say no to that child more than you say yes, and you got to be reasonable with them too. And this isn't just for children. This is for your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, family members. I think you should be saying no more than you say yes. Because when people get used to hearing yes all the time, I think it messes with their brain. It gives them a sense of entitlement, which is like, look at the young generation now. They are the most entitled generation I think this country or this world has ever seen. But I feel, and I'm being very sincere about this, if you say no to somebody more often, they're going to appreciate you so much when you say yes. And they're going to develop a certain mentality that appreciates little things. It's like when you see that spoiled, rotten rich girl that gets a Lamborghini for her birthday on YouTube, and then she cries about it because it's the wrong color. It's like, you just got a Lamborghini, you piece of shit. Not every 16-year-old gets that. They're lucky to get a Honda Accord from their mother who works 2 jobs, that she paid $1,500 for, and she saved up for 2 years because she knew she wanted to buy you a car on your 16th birthday, And those kids are going to grow up to be so successful. They might not be millionaires, but they'll grow up to be good people, because they appreciate little things, and they don't take anything in their life for granted. They don't take any people in their life for granted. Those are always the best people. I think if I was to train somebody or mold a certain personality into what I really wanted them to be, to mold them for success, I would never try to, I would always stay away from people who come from privileged backgrounds, because I feel like they would be the hardest ones to train. I would always be looking for people that came from maybe from poverty or from people that just didn't have a lot. I would try to steer towards people that appreciate little things. I feel like they would have such a better knack for listening and for development in their brain. If you feel what I'm saying, please leave something in the comments. I think a lot of you will. I think if you're raising your kid like the way I'm saying right now, if you say no more than you say yes, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it at all. As long as you're being a reasonable person, and you're using reasonable judgment, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a difference between helping your kid grow up to be a good person and then depriving them, like being cruel, like nobody thinks that's not cool at all. But if you're looking out for their best interests and you're trying to train this little human to grow up to be something productive and self-sufficient, then you're doing the right thing. Because a lot of parents nowadays, I don't think they're doing that. I'm not saying all of them, but I feel like a lot of them are not doing that because they've taken on this persona that, oh, my child is perfect. My child is different than everyone else's child. I would never say no to them because they're my angel. They're my baby. You know, I want them to have everything. That's great that you want your kid to have everything. But when you raise them a certain way and you never say no to them, you are hurting them so bad. You really are. Because when they grow up and get of the adult age, 18, 20, whatever, and they go out into the world, assuming they actually move out of your house, because you're going to make it so much harder for them to move out if you don't start using the word no at an early age. They're never going to take on independence. They're always going to depend on you for everything because they're not going to know how to fly if you push them out of the nest. But when they get out there in the world, they're going to get such a huge reality kick in the nuts. You know, it's going to be so hard for them. They're going to be like, why is this person being mean to me? Why is my boss saying no? I don't understand. I thought I was special. You know, that's why you see all these little weirdos on TikTok and wherever having these confessionary videos breaking down crying because they had to work 8 hours at the KFC or something like that. I'm like, dude, join the club, man. Join the club. You think that's a hard job? You've never had a hard day's work in your life. You know, try working on a roof all day long when it's 100 degrees outside. You know, try working outside all night when it's 20 degrees outside. You know, you've never worked. You have no clue what work is like. And if you want your child to grow up to be super strong and independent and grow up to be successful, start weighing your yeses and nos at a very early age, and don't feel bad about it at all. Start saying no a lot, and like I said, be reasonable. You know, because you still want to put on be a good role model for your kid. But you want to use these yeses and nos in a realistic way. You know, you got to put on the shoes of reality and the outside world and say, when this kid goes out in the world, you know, how often are they going to hear the word no? They're going to hear it all the time. I hear the word no all the time, you know, and I have to just deal with it, you know, because I live out here with everybody else, you know, I'm not special, you know, and I appreciate the things that I get. But when I work for something, I also expect to get, you know, what I worked for. But anyway, if this is resonating with you, please leave a comment. If you're raising little kids right now, like I said, don't feel bad about saying no to your kid. You're not hurting that kid. As long as you're feeding that kid and being good to that kid, you're treating them good. You know, as long as that kid's eating and being taken care of, you shouldn't feel bad about it at all. That kid has a roof over their head. They got food in their stomach. You know, they got medicine when they need it. They got a parent to look after them. I wouldn't feel bad about it even the least bit. You know, because there's kids in this world that don't have any of that. You know. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Common sense ain't common.